Hey everybody, Tim Miller from the Bulwark here with managing editor Sam Stein. It's the end of the week. We're a little punchy. And we are reading this wonderful court decision smacking down Donald Trump's ridiculous lawsuit targeting the New York Times. Me and Andrew Egger, if you missed that, we'll put a link in the notes here. We broke down just how absurd this fucking lawsuit was initially.
Is it absurd?
Pretty absurd, even though I know somebody who was maybe hoping that it was successful, but we won't talk about that. But the judge here, Stephen Merryday, shout out to Stephen Merryday, great name, George H.W. Bush appointee.
That's greatest
H.W. Yeah, what did I say? Did I say W?
No,
George
I want the readers
Bush,
to understand H.W.
Greatest president of my lifetime. So it's still just the long tail of his work is still at play here. And Merryday responds. So just, I guess, briefly for folks who missed it, the alleged shoot against the Times was that they were too mean to Trump, and is basically the short of it, and that they underplayed his fame and celebrity and success in business. And
so they didn't note that he was in Home Alone 2.
They didn't note that he was in Home Alone 2. And so I'm about to read some of it, unless, Sam, do you have a top line take before I read some of this great?
Dive in.
Here we go. Judge Merryday is replying to, in rejecting this motion, he replies thusly: the reader must endure an allegation of, quote, endure, the desperate need to defame with a partisan spear rather than report with an authentic looking glass, and another allegation that, quote, the false narrative about The Apprentice was just the tip of the defendant's melting iceberg of falsehoods. Similarly, in one of the many repetitive and often laudatory toward President Trump but superfluous allegations, the pleader states, The Apprentice represented the cultural magnitude of President Trump's singular brilliance, which captured the zeitgeist of our time. Mr. Merryday, Judge Merryday, did not like having to read all of that. His point was like, this was not necessary. It was 85 pages of knob slobbing, and he had other business to attend to that day.
There's other parts that are so good. Can I read one? Yeah.
Please, yeah.
As every lawyer knows.
That was going to be my other one. This is the best part.
I claim it. As every lawyer knows, or is presumed to know, that's in parentheses, a complaint is not a public forum. I can't even pronounce this word. For vituperation and invective. A complaint is not a megaphone for public relations or a podium for a passionate oration at a political rally or the functional equivalent of the Hyde Park Speaker's Corner. I had to look that one up.
What did you find? Because I was excited to discuss that. What is the Hyde Park Speaker's Corner?
Have you not looked it up? I want you, if you really haven't, then take a guess.
I would guess that maybe it was like, it's kind of like, so in Iowa at the fair, they have the soapbox where candidates go up there and then local Iowans yell at them. And so I'm guessing there's a version of this in Hyde Park, which is in London. Is it in London? I don't know.
Dude, you nailed it. Oh my God. You fucking nailed it. Right, historic designated public speaking area in London where anyone can publicly speak or debate on any topic without prior approval. Damn, dude.
Anyone can speak on it? I didn't know that. That's not how it works at the Iowa soapbox.
This is what AI, Google's AI is telling me. So
okay, well, Google AI has been spitting out some falsehoods to me recently. It's located in the northeast corner of Hyde Park near Marble Arch Tube Station. I did not go check that out when I was in London over the summer. Yeah. Do you feel like these judges are like trying to outdo one another for like the most over the top wrist slap in response to these lawsuits? I feel like that's what's happening, is that they read each other's decisions and like, you know what, that wasn't shaming them enough. I need to throw in some crazy vocabulary. I think it's also possible that they're dealing with a lot of boring material.
This was that, yeah.
Day in, day out. Like you're in the Tampa district of Florida. Like imagine just the kind of Ron DeSanctimonious nonsense that you got to deal with on a day in and day out basis.
Tampa's got a lot of weird shit going on, yeah.
And so you get this coming across your desk, and you're like, you know what? I'm gonna have a little fun with these clowns. All right, like I'm gonna give them a swirly. We're gonna give them a vituperative swirly, using our what I have at my disposal, which is a pen, an illegal ruling.
So vituperation, just so you know, the definition is bitter and abusive language. I didn't know that.
You didn't? I was like, one of the old conservatives I read uses this word all the time. Must have been another George H.W. Bush fan. I don't know who it is, but the word is very familiar because does George Will use it a lot? Somebody uses it a lot. It's a favorite word of one of the old conservative columnists that are
I'm sure Edgar.
Smile.
It's the type of word Edgar would use, and then I would take out of his copy.
I guess we'll just throw this out. I did another separate video on this where I gave my view, but I might as well get yours. In this spirit, I don't know, man. I mean, I don't want to get too excited because I think that obviously it's very chilling what the administration is doing. And I'm particularly concerned about the local TV angle and the way that they are, using local media, and the TikTok angle, the way that they're, so there's a lot to be concerned about. And yet in their biggest picture kind of attacks here, they keep getting rebuffed. I mean, they're losing in courts. Even you got Ted Cruz out there smacking down Brendan Carr. I mean, that's pretty noteworthy. Pam Bondi had to pull back from her claim that the Justice Department is going to go after hate speech. You're not feeling any sense of just like that they're not really winning this fight in the public square in the Hyde Park soapbox of our internet.
Okay. Let's separate a couple things here. One is just the lawsuit, this specific lawsuit. So they're going to have to refile it, whatever. I can't imagine this goes very far. But even like the idea that this judge had to deal with this ridiculousness, like I find that not like the world's most troubling development, but it is annoying and troubling. And, the Times doesn't want to have to deal with this, obviously. And, it takes attention away from their work and it takes resources away from the paper. So yeah, I'm glad that this Mary Day gave him a real slap on the wrist and all that, but it's not like particularly, I don't take joy out of that. I think the fact that they had to get to this even place sucks. And then on the kind of broader question of like, well, aren't they getting rebuked here and there? And I will say I'm pleasantly, the last 12 to 24 hours have been pleasantly surprising to see some voices speak out. Like I woke up, I saw the Bill Simmons quote, and like that made me feel good, honestly, because frankly, people need to like just speak out. Like that's all we have. Like, literally, that's it. And then seeing Ted Cruz say what he said, that's great, cool, I like it. But I keep coming back to the fact that like even if they bring Kimmel back on air, there is a silent censorship happening. I think Jeremy Peters I was on TV with Jeremy Peterson. That's the phrase he used, and I'm going to adopt it. But like, this is a silent censorship. Like everyone is going around being like, they want to tick off the administration. Like I've talked to people in the industry, about this upcoming Charlie Kirk Memorial Service on Sunday. And everyone's going to be covering it and watching it. But like, people are on like pins and needles about like what they're going to write and say about it and the punditry around it, because they don't want to say something that would just like, have a mob go after them. So that I think that subtle coercion is really, it's troubling to have to work in that way. Grateful for working at the Bulwark, honestly.
It is great for working at the Bulwark. I'll say another silver lining is so many of you have subscribed to us. Maybe it's because you canceled your Disney Plus subscription over the last 2 days, which we appreciate. So subscribe right here to the Bulwark. We're going to keep talking.
We don't have Bluey on here.
And Bill Simmons' rant was good. It was solid, really strong. Yeah. I've got the hate fire in my heart that I wasn't like feeling from him really. Like his statements were all really good, and I was listening to it, and I was listening to his picks and his guessing of the lines, and I miss Parent Corner, but you also need somebody that has hate fire in your heart. I've got breaking news for you. Unless you have one thing on Bill Simmons, I have one breaking news item before we're going to go. Our president is talking again. He's always talking, on TV. He's always talking, And he's weighed in on this very topic that not the New York Times lawsuit in particular, but on the free speech topic we're discussing. And I want to play it for you.
Follow up on Charlie Kirk. There's been a lot of talk about free speech this week. Do you see a difference between cancel culture and consequence culture?
I mean, your question's a little trick question. I'm a very strong person for free speech. At the same time, when you have networks where I won an election, like in counties, I guess it's 2,600 to 525. That's called a landslide times 2. When you have that level of popularity or voter support, as I did in the last election, and yet 97 and 94% different numbers. You see different numbers with different stats. But 97, 94, 95, 96% of the people are against me in the sense of the newscasts are against me. The stories are they said 97% bad. So they gave me 97. They'll take a great story and they'll make it bad. See, I think that's really illegal, personally.
Okay, so there you go. He's the best free speech president ever. He also thinks it's illegal if a news station takes a good story and makes it bad. I don't know who the judge of that is about whether the story went from good to bad.
Brendan Carr.
Brendan Carr is the judge.
It's so, I mean, I said it yesterday and I'll say it again, like, this man, just the thinness of the skin is unreal. It's like,
some people didn't like that. I noticed on social media.
Well, it's because I had closed my replies, but I closed my replies because I'm getting physical threats on Twitter, which has become horrible. So I'll open them up again eventually, but like, I just don't want to have to deal with that shit. And I have thin skin too. So, you know, but I own that. But like, look, I just feel like this guy, you know, again, we're kind of moving down a path towards like, he's going to make it totally acceptable for a huge chunk of this country to, absolutely abandon any semblance of free speech, principles. And I think, you know, it's great that Ted Cruz is standing up, but like, when you condition 40% of the country to believe that you can't criticize Donald Trump or else that's not free speech, that's not great.
It isn't great. It isn't great. It's mockable though. And we'll continue to mock him and his little tiny fingers. Okay, Sam Stein, that's you. Appreciate you very much, everybody.
Appreciate you, man.
Have a wonderful weekend. We'll be back this weekend, actually. It's not like we're going anywhere. I'm sitting here. I'm in my hole. So I'll probably be talking to you this weekend. And catch you then. Subscribe to the feed. Tell your friends. Peace.